Hi. Today it's about how I think it's possible to re-find yourself and to ground yourself and to also feel kind of free again through the grounding process. So actually it's kind of about finding guidance when you feel like you maybe lost yourself a little bit. Mm. Or sometimes we don't even notice that we lost ourselves, but just something feels different or maybe a little bit weird. And then when we finally reconnect with ourselves, it feels like, oh, there was definitely something different. So yeah. And I had this feeling, like actually, I think I had this feeling of reconnecting to myself 2 days ago, and I felt very relieved and free, and yeah, it feels like I can finally breathe again and like feel like I didn't even remember how it feels to kind of know yourself, to feel stable, to feel free, to feel, I don't know, yeah, just yourself. And yeah, that's what leads me to reflecting about how did this happen? Like, how did I reconnected to myself? So where was the turning point, and where did the reconnection started? So yeah. It's kind of a weird topic because yeah, I feel like it's not that easy to see through the process, because it actually feels like and something changed. But I think that there are certain points that you can do, and that I also did to reconnect. And I think it's just that although it is definitely a process, I feel like you don't really realize things are changing until the whole image changed, and then suddenly you feel like, how did I get here? How did I get? So yeah, that's why it's a bit complicated or a bit weird to explain. But I thought I'm just going to make it as simple as possible. And that's why my first, like, the first thing you can do, I feel like, is go back. It's actually so easy. And I think many people also do it and know about it. But I think sometimes you don't, or maybe you do, but sometimes I don't really know how do I go back. Like, where is even the way? And yeah, so I'm gonna tell you the first thing that pops into my mind is rewatch. Yeah, it's that simple. because we all have some stuff we watched as children, and I don't even know how to explain, but I feel like something in your brain is gonna remember something when you rewatch something out of your childhood. And also, if you watched good stuff as a child, then you also probably have some shows or movies which are even like made for finding yourself, finding guidance, getting advices or wise thoughts and stuff like this. Because I think that's like pretty common in every Disney movie, in every kids movie, you kind of have this guidance aspect, if you know what I mean. So I think this is already really helpful sometimes, especially because it is so simple. I feel like sometimes these like really complicated and complex movies, like almost philosophy movies, can sometimes be not the right thing if you feel this way. Like sometimes it can be, but I feel like you need the energy for it. And if you're just exhausted and tired and I don't know, you don't have much energy, I feel like the simplest thing you can do is watch something for kids, made for kids, because then it's not that exhausting to watch. So that's my first tip. Second one is also kind of a reread, like rewatch, reread, but different. And I think the first tip that I would have to some people maybe is journal. Start journaling if you're not doing it yet. Start. And here's why. Not only because of the process itself, but also because of the reading. Because I feel like it helps to journal, it helps to write, that's true. But for me, and I'm a person, I think I said this before in the first video, I'm a person who's writing diary like since I'm 8 years old. And so here, because the last time I couldn't show it because I was overseas, but now I'm here at home, so I can show you. This is the box with all the journals from 8 years till now. And I would say, for me personally, the thing with journaling is not writing, it is reading. It's about reading your process, like your process thoughts and random thoughts and memories from all these years or from all these days or weeks or months, whenever you started journaling. And it is about this guidance and stability and reconnecting and refinding yourself that it gives you when you read it. I think that's the most important thing about journaling. And for me, this is also the biggest motivation. I don't even remember why I started it, like the journaling. Because, I was 8 years old, and when I read those pages, like the beginning, in the beginning, I feel like I can't point it out why I started it. I don't know. But now, when I feel like I have no energy to write, no energy to journal, or sometimes, yeah, sometimes I also like lose the motivation for it. And then I remember how many times it helped me so much to refine myself or to reconnect with myself or to remember stuff that my brain just like washed away, but was so important to know for me to know myself. So yeah, that's, I think from all the things I'd say today or to this topic, this is the most important for me. And it's also the most simple one because everyone can journal who can like write or speak or record, or you know what I mean. So yeah, you also you don't have to write. I feel like it's easier with storage and stuff to write it than doing videos or memos, but you're free to do anything you want or anything that is easier for you. But yeah, I definitely think that this is making a big difference. And if you don't like, if it's not easy for you to start, just start. Just take a random, like, just paper and a pen and just start, because I'd say it's really worth it. And it's also, yeah, it also gives you the opportunity or the freedom to reflect in the future, because you can just write it down, and then you're still, it's still possible to reflect about it afterwards. You don't have to do it now and have figured out everything. Like, you can just write it down, and then believe me, I promise you, like, even if it's years later, you will reflect on it and you will find something inside this. So yeah, I think this is the most important thing. So I feel like I'm my personality, my heart, my soul, my, I don't know, if I want to know it, or if I want to know me, or if I want to meet myself and I don't feel connected to myself, to my soul, and blah 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 blah, that this is where I have to look inside, and then I'm gonna see it. Okay. And the third thing is, like, find books, movies, stories, human beings, which are connected or which have a story to tell, that is about connecting or about connection or about finding themselves or a path, or yeah, because no matter what kind of topic it is, and I'm holding this because this is my favorite book, and it's about a woman or a girl which grew up in the rainforest, and for me, the rainforest is kind of the image for grounding for myself, because I feel this way when I am in the rainforest. And yeah, I'm not gonna tell you like a lot of stuff about this book, but I can tell you it's really grounding and like eyes opening and reflected, even though it's not philosophy itself, but it's actually, I feel like also reflection is not only about thinking. Reflection is also about being a good observer. And this book is definitely written by a woman who is observing really, really good. So, yeah. And I would also say that for us, this is also like an important thing we can learn from it, that observing is the first step of being a reflected person. Like, there's none. Yeah. I never met a person who was reflected but didn't observe well, because I feel like this is the like, it's only working together. And I feel like it's even more important to observe, because then you can, as I said, reflect later. And this is also what I mean with like writing diary or journaling. It's observing yourself, observing your surrounding, and observing your life and your behaviors, and then later or whenever you can reflect on it. So yeah, my tip would also be to watch something or read a book or to speak with a person, like have a conversation, have a really honest conversation about, I don't know, with a person who is observing well. This is also really helpful to see stuff, to see things, and to also see yourself again, or not again, however. So this is also a good one. And my last but not least is try to try to not forget about the things you already learned. Because I feel like I'm only 22 years old, okay? I'm like literally, yeah, not living that long on this planet. But I myself, I already had like multiple situations, really often. I sit there and I'm thinking about something or trying to find myself, literally like every week anyway. And then I realized, oh my god, I had the same question and I already found the answer. And like, yeah. And then I feel like, okay, if it's too hard to like, because at some point, like, I don't know how many journals I have, but at some point it's definitely too much, like too time consuming to go through all of it just to find this one answer to the one question I have at this moment. And so I started to do, I don't even know how to call it, because it's not a journal, but it's just a random notebook, which is really thin, so you can see it's not much, but it's just a notebook. I think I started it like maybe 10 years ago, like roundabout maybe 13 or 14, I don't know, something like this. And I started to write down, I remember, look, the first page, it's again in German, but anyway, I can explain it to you. Like, the first page is about what is helping what is helping my body and my mind when I'm stressed. And I think it's really interesting because I just did it for myself for this moment, but I'm using this page literally every year, and it's working every year since then. So maybe we are changing, but I feel like sometimes we find stuff or we find things or hobbies or yeah, I don't know, which are actually fitting, even 22 or 10 years later. And it's also pretty simple because I wrote down like things like sport, which is helping, like, I think for everyone who is stressed. But it's sometimes easier when you feel lost and you need guidance and you're kind of like in the clouds, to just know that you have one notebook and you can look inside and there's somebody telling you what to do, and this somebody is actually you from a time where you weren't lost, where you knew exactly what you need, and you're just telling it you're lost, or yeah, future self. And I think that's really cool, and it always like already feels like a reconnection just to have this, just to read it. And then even better if you do something out of it and feel how much it helps you. And I do this with like literally everything. When I'm on my period, what do I need? My dreams, and then I sometimes read them and I feel like, oh my god, these are my dreams, like this is what I dreamed of when I was a child, like, and then I'm refinding it that it's still inside me. And yeah, health, and what is good for my mental health, for my physical health, like literally everything. And then I just add stuff to it every year when I find something new. And I think this is like, for the end, this is the most like the simplest, because it's not much work. It's not like journaling. It's not much work to just start a notebook and write down like simple words of stuff, and it's so helpful. So yeah, I think that's my last tip. And yeah, I feel like this video is really long, but I hope it's also really full of information and not just for me, but also for you, because for me it was full of information, and I'm definitely gonna watch it one day, I think, when I'm feeling lost again. So yeah. See you next week. Bye bye.